Hello guys, it is November 3rd. On this day every year, I go out looking at streetlights. Last year I made a streetlight vlog on November 3rd, and I had also made a short about the LED solar lights around my house. Yes, the sky looks beautiful right now. It is only 5 o'clock and it's this dark out. Because daylight savings. That's what's really interesting about November 3rd. But yeah, to start, there's that infamous 175 watt mercury vapor Cooper style fixture that my neighbor has. Today we'll be going this way, I think. I don't know. I feel like I keep re-recording the same stuff over and over. But, it's still fun. I don't even care if it's repetitive for this one. Because this one, it's November 3rd. The day of daylight savings, so, yeah. And here we have a 175 watt, not 175, 100 watt high pressure sodium. Which, there's also the 100 watt high pressure sodium on the back of my shed over there. But yeah. Something I question that I don't think I've ever covered in one of my streetlight vlogs is the history of the lighting in this neighborhood. Unlike most neighborhoods that just throw a whole bunch of random lights on it, this one actually had a few systems. Now, I don't know the full age of this neighborhood and what dates back to before the 80s, but I know with the 80s and current. Starting off with the first old system, they had 175 watt mercury vapor clear bulbs installed around here in this neighborhood to serve as yard lights. Here's an LED. This one replaces what I believe is to be mercury vapor. But yeah, those were around. I do not know what year they started, but all I know is the houses in this area range from the age of the 1980s to early 2000s. Well, 2015, around that time. Well, they're still being built, but the yard lights I'm talking about. But yeah, the mercury, I don't know how long they use clear mercury vapor for. There's only like 2 samples left on this entire street. But yeah. Then later, they replaced the clear bulbs with coated mercury vapor bulbs, which is pretty smart. So instead of changing the technology, they just put in new bulbs, but with a new type of technology put into that same style bulb. And something to know about coated bulbs is the phosphorus on the coating gives it a higher CRI, but I still say that clear mercury vapor is better because you get more lumens and you can kind of see more clear. It could just be me, of course, but yeah. Yeah, there are 2 samples of coated mercury vapor. There's another one behind this tree over here. Like between these 2 lights. There's a car. But yeah, this is what I believe to be what part of the second style of lights are in this neighborhood. I don't know about you, though, that does not look like 35 miles per hour. Oh well. So I'm gonna let this car pass. Anyways, so after the clear mercury vapor bulb era, which I believe they just use the same fixtures, unless it's a new installation, they then started using for the mercury vapor, I'm just gonna assume that they're Westinghouse. Well, Westinghouse or Cross Hines, because they weren't Cooper yet at the time, Westinghouse. But yeah, then they moved on to high pressure sodium, which can, judging off the way that some of them have lost their refractor at one point, you can see the igniter on them. And that igniter is specific to Cooper fixtures, so I guess I can confirm it that they used Cooper 100 watt high pressure sodium fixtures. And I've seen them as recently installed as 2015, because the mercury vapors just don't give up. Yeah, this goes for this entire area, in fact, for all the residential areas. At one point, the power company did experiment with coated high pressure sodium bulbs, but they really weren't that good. There's only one sample of that, so kind of making a rough assumption. But yeah, judging off the way that they experiment with coated mercury vapor, I'm going to assume that they assume that maybe coated high pressure sodium had a higher CRI, which I don't know much about coated high pressure sodium besides it's made to make fixtures glare free. There's another clear mercury vapor sample. There's original. On the house, actually you can kind of see it at the front of the house there. The little dot there at the corner of the roof. That is a... I'll wait for the car just to pass. That is a 175 watt, I believe it is a General Electric 201SA over there. At one point there used to be a Cobra head right there on that pole. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that pole right there. There used to be a Cobra head there. It was a Cooper one. I think it was a Cooper OVZ if I remember correctly. But it got removed, and I assume it got replaced with that LED fixture over there, which was installed in the next pole over. And the amount of cars passing by is funny. Oh yeah, that coated. For some reason, all the clear mercury vapors in this area, they're all day burning. So I guess the photocells just don't last as long as the bulbs do. But just got a notification from SWP Siren Guy. It's interesting. But continuing off the history, so yeah, there's only one sample of a coated high pressure sodium, which I'm just gonna assume they thought it had a higher CRI, so they placed one that I've confirmed, and realized, well, it doesn't do much. So, the car horn. Ooh, yeah, there's a good view of that clear mercury vapor. Yeah, that's unfortunately a day burner. I actually have asked for the General Electric 201SA out front, but I never came back to get it. I'm not really worried about it, because it's kind of scary walking at night. But, what was I gonna say? So, I'm not sure what year they started using LED, but I've seen LED unit being installed in 2019 on Street View. So I'm gonna assume somewhere around there I started installing them. Now, I do not remember the brand of the LEDs. I believe it's something from the Lumar company. Basically, it's a fixture that has like, it's not the Cooper Caretaker Lumark style. I'm talking about the Lumarks that the fixture has gray paint, like it's actually painted gray, and it has a single magnifying lens diode. Sorry, dog's barking. But yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Over there is a high pressure sodium, but I'm gonna show it because the dog's barking. I'm gonna turn around here in a second. But yeah, then from the LEDs, I've been seeing the same LEDs being installed around the area. That's as far as I know. So some things I want to note along the way that I've not confirmed. So some things I've not confirmed about the fixtures that were installed here over time in this area for residential use. At one point, they started installing Cooper OVZs at people's houses, so I've already shown an area where there once was one. But a few streets over, like 3 miles away, actually, there's another Cooper OVZ, which is still there to this day and still works. But yeah, I guess the power company at one point just went broke on fixtures, and they started installing the actual streetlight ones. And, yeah. Not sure when they did that. Yeah, there's a high pressure sodium over there. There's a high pressure sodium over here. Haven't documented these yet, and that's a pretty liminal looking house. Ooh, I should get a screen capture of that. The dog's turning around. For some reason my dog followed me out here. Also, kind of a full moon out. I think that's really all I have to say about the history of this place. 12 minutes. I don't know if I can confirm anything else that's happened here over the years for residential lighting. Yeah, I don't know if I can confirm anything. Well, I've seen anything else that's happened for residential use. Now it is beyond me to know if there was once something like incandescent fixtures installed around the area. Oh, I just realized that high pressure sodium is a cycling unit. Uh-oh. I'll show you here in a second. Yeah, that fixture over there, as you can see, it was just now starting up again. The high pressure sodium cell is blue. May have looked like an LED. Yeah, it's unfortunate to see it cycling, because usually fixtures in this area, well, it's sad to see that. Because usually the bucket lights in this area don't cycle at all. They last pretty long for the high pressure sodiums. It's the first time I've seen a cycling bucket light in this area. I think. I believe it is the first. Probably is though. I don't know what else to say there was on the history. There's a car over there, passing by trees. I'm gonna put the little phone thing back around my hand. There we go. I think that's all I have to say about the history. I'm just trying to think. It's a pretty loud truck. What's great about this is not only am I documenting streetlights. Oh, there's high pressure sodium down there. Here's that LED that I replaced. That's one of those Lumark LEDs though. And fun fact, there around the end of the road, there's a house that once had three Regent NH124Ms installed around the backyard of the entire yard area of that house. It's pretty cool. One of them is now removed, but I believe two of them are still there, or two of them is removed, one's still there. I don't remember quite. What's that again? Well, it actually looks magical on camera. Go over to the side here. Dog. But yeah, no, that might be all I have to say. Yeah, I think I've finally got the history out of the way of this place for the lighting that I've confirmed so far. I guess for fun, I'm gonna add in some things on while I'm still waiting to get to the house. So these are not part of the actual system. These are just yard lights. So there's this one place that has a like an arm mount fixture. Like, it's not quite a bucket light, but it has a closed lens, and it's a tiny little lens. And it has like a little rain shield around it, and then it has like the main part of the light, and then it has the part where it connects to the arm. I'll show a picture if any of you want to identify it, but it's installed on the back of someone's shed, and then right above it is a Regent NH124 with a clear bulb, which still works, and the photocell still works, surprisingly. A bunch of LED floodlights on people's houses. And another place, there's a place that has Hall of Fame, I forgot what they're called. I think they had a number name. They're Hall of Fame power station lights or post mount lights. They're not quite post mount lights, but they look like a bucket put upside down and mounted. There's a place that has two of them and they no longer work, but they're covered in plants. But yeah, it's another interesting thing. And what else is there? Here's the Lumark. I'm just gonna call him Lumark for now. I probably am wrong, but that's just what I'm gonna call them right now, based off what I have a feeling they are. I knew the name at one point of the company that makes them, but it is beyond my knowledge right now. So yeah, high pressure sodium again, back there actually. Yeah, that green light, that's a coated 175 watt mercury vapor. I actually, fun fact, have close-up pictures of that thing in action from 2022. Actually, no, it was just the start of 2020. 2024. Why did I say 2022? I meant 2023, but it was actually early 2024, like a few days after New Year's Eve. Beginning of January. This is zoomed in. It is a little. Interesting. One camera lens can see the light of the high pressure sodium. One just makes it completely dark out. Yeah, high pressure sodium does so good that it lights up this entire road area by itself. You can see all the way up until trash cans over there in real life. After that, it's just moonlight. And it's got that light, which lights up this entire property, believe it or not. Just that one mercury vapor. There's someone's animal. Alright, well, I'm gonna go and end the video now. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.